Now you're good. You're good. You're unmuted for me.
How you doing? Can you hear me now?
That's much better. Oh, that's much better. And I think while Jimmy was doing his new settings, which sometimes happens, uh, he got rugged as well. I bet now we're all set.
No, I actually unplugged my new soundboard and I'm just going straight through mic on my Mac again, you know?
It's freaking amazing the quality.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling
it
you.
sounds good.
Oh, you sound great. You're boosted. You're clear. We're set. This is the
No,
real start of the show. That was just a technical course for anybody that might listen later. Go into your Discord, follow those settings, and you'll be stoked in the future if you ever have to speak. Yeah,
so
great.
sorry, I have to point out your audio is a little stinky. So I'm not sure
Low
what the deal
or
is,
is it
but
low or is it in and out?
it's breaking up. It's kind of like you talking through a 1930s phone.
Oh, I'm using the 1930s phone. I have it with a
Yep.
special plug. No, let me just okay, I'm gonna quit my Discord and restart it. I'll be right back, felons. If you
Yes,
want
sir.
to maybe set the stage, I'll have to
Oh,
miss the first few bars, but Jimmy Felons is gonna set the stage with a song, and I'll be right back. Can't wait to jump into some of your
I mean,
story
awesome.
and then get to share some of the art.
Yeah.
Cool.
How do I sound? Is it all right?
Yeah, you're sounding good.
Oh, okay, sweet. Cool.
all right.
I'll be
Hurry,
back.
hurry back now. Oh, do you want to make me host so I can actually let you in, or how's that?
That sounds good, man.
Here, I'll face the computer a little bit.
Woo, 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 woo. And the choo choo.
I
Nice.
know the timing was
Oh,
epic.
that was awesome.
Wow.
Hopefully my audio is a little bit better. It could possibly be just like a little bit of slow interwebs down here in Costa, but generally it holds up pretty good. Am I sounding a little better? I quit, I restarted, I quit a bunch of apps in the background, which might help.
Yeah, nope. You're still there,
No,
but we have you. I swear it's those earbuds you're.
let me swap to my old single AirPod and see if that actually helps because it might be. I mean, I've been using them a long time, but they sometimes seem to don't be as good. These little beats. One
Oh,
sec.
already better. What
Oh
happened?
wait, but I didn't change anything at all.
Did you move?
That's better.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, it just got better. What happened? But now you're gone.
Now he's
Welcome to
gone.
Discord and Easy's Corner, because nothing's ever easy on the corner. But but the bottom line is we're here. Jimmy, I don't know, have we crossed paths before?
Ah, man, I don't think so. Nice to meet you, though.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, so
Yeah, man.
and what's your experience with TokenSmart to date?
OpenSmart, I mean, I just discovered it through Easy last week.
Right on. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
welcome. It's
Thank
a
you. Thank you.
long-standing site. I don't know. It's auspicious for the fact that we have the NFT. It's discord.gg/NFT. It's been around for a while. They were one of the earliest. It was really token centric. So investors, collectors early on, and there was essentially TokenSmart was under a organization called NFT 42, under which a number of different organizations were spawned from, and
Mhm.
so Nameless and a couple others. But the main really impressive exposure that TokenSmart had early on was with the first VFriends,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Right.
so that was through Jimmy and Trislet, our new CEO. Basically, at one point, the NFT 42 went ahead and let TokenSmart go free, so to speak, putting it nicely. And our illustrious leader now, Trislet, has taken ownership of it. And so we are an interesting hybrid of old. I don't know if I can even call myself, but TokenSmart OGs, people that have been around for a long time, and with that, bringing in
Hmm. Hmm.
new talent, uh, new projects that really connect with our ethos. It's really great to you know find and learn about new projects, and of course help promote. And so that's what Easy's Corner is all about. And so
Yeah.
Am
Thank
I
you for having
back?
me.
yes, you are.
Yep.
I must have fully rugged when the camera went on or something. I don't know. I want to try again, but not quite right away because we've already had enough technical issues for the day. What I was saying, and thank you, felons, for taking over and filling Jimmy in a little bit on the TokenSmart vibe. But I always love to get the background when I have a guest on, especially a new guest that I haven't gotten to chat with much. So I was just asking, where did your love of the arts start? Some people it might be a high school teacher or a family member or something, but I'd love to just roll it all the way back and find out kind of where you started drawing or painting and kind of how you got into it, and then we can roll into the tech kind of aspects as well. But it's so fascinating to hear about people's kind of early journeys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. So basically, when I was probably, I don't know, 10 maybe, I started. There was a guy in class, he was really, really good at drawing. Japanese guy, he's really good at drawing like Japanese cars, like Skylines and Sylvias and stuff like that. And he was like really good at it, and him and his dad were drawing cars and bringing them to school and stuff. So I was just like, oh man, I want to be able to draw like that. So I just started drawing cars, and I was just obsessed with drawing cars for like a couple years. And that kind of just led me into just drawing, design in general. Um, yeah, that was kind of how I got into drawing. And then I studied design. I got a degree in industrial design, and I've been exhibiting art since I was 18. So I was also
Nice.
crafting art while I was in university. And I did this piece. I made this piece, like this artwork. It took me ages. This is when I was 18, and I took it into a local gallery, and the gallery owner was like, "Oh, put it in for like $150. And I was like, nah, put it in for $400, which was like quite a lot of money to me at that time. And he was like, oh, it probably won't sell, but then it sold. So I was like, sweet, proved them wrong. And then I just kept making art from there, kept putting in galleries and just going from there, man. That's kind of the
Nice,
simplified
dude.
version of it. Yeah.
That's why I love to ask these, because like, who else? No one else have I heard, was like super impressed by a friend drawing cars in school back in like whatever, like 5th grade or something. And like, so that's what started your journey. I always find it super cool. Just those little kind of
Yeah.
tidbits, and it gets a little window kind of into your past a little bit too. And
Yeah.
being over here in Web3 and dropping stuff on blockchain, I'd also like to get a little kind of rollback of where you first got interested in technology.
Yeah, man. So ever since I started freelancing, like doing digital artwork, probably, I don't know, 7 years ago or something, when that tech was like becoming more popular, and I was doing like album artworks, clothing, stuff like that, while also doing hand painted fine art. Like I would hand paint shoes, paintings, yeah, things like that. That's what I was doing back then, and that kind of rolled into further into technology, getting better at using the tech. And then what happened was I made a designer toy. So I don't know if you know KAWS or any of these big designer toy artists that have these. They basically make physical toys. KAWS is like the most well-known one, and I was really inspired by KAWS. So I made a toy, my own toy, and I got it produced in China. I spent like all my money on it, and it was like a big risk. I produced like 120 of these toys, and I sold a couple, sent them around to different galleries and stuff. And I also put it online that I was a toy designer on Fiverr, and then guys at NFT Studios found me through that toy. They were looking for somebody to design an NFT toy, a digital toy. So they
Nice.
reached out to me, and they were like, "Oh, we need to design a toy," and they basically just gave me free reign. Like it was super like open brief. Like they were just like, "Do whatever you think is cool. This is
Right.
our
They
basic
like your
idea, but like
style.
we don't know."
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And then I just came up with like a crazy idea, and they just loved it, and then it kind of rolled from there. And then I got a full-time job working with them. That was amazing. Like that was yeah, absolute blessing. Very lucky to be able to work, especially like this was 3 years ago now, and I was working full time in Web3. So I got like
Wow.
I didn't actually really know anything about. I knew crypto, like I knew crypto since 2017. My friend introduced me to it, and I was like, well, this is weird, and I bought some and lost money, and
Nice.
then
Of course.
same old story. Yeah. I bought some and lost money. Oh, I made a lot of money, then I lost it all.
Right.
um, yeah. So I knew about crypto, but I didn't know about NFTs, and I didn't really understand like the power of crypto, like the
Right.
potential that it has, and all of the like until later. Like even when I was designing these toys that were NFTs, I was like learning on the fly as I was designing them. Like, oh, okay, this is interesting, and I slowly learned. Then I started to pick up a bit more interested in it, and then I just started reading tons of books on it. Read, the Bitcoin Standard and all those books. Like I read tons of books, and now I know. Now I've learned a lot more about crypto and NFTs and what they can do, and yeah, man. And then that kind of led me to starting my own project.
Nice. Dude, that's so cool. And I think it's definitely sort of like a coming of age in the crypto space to like make a bag, lose a bag, get
Yeah.
wrecked, get rugged, get hacked. Like it's kind of part of that journey as you like kind of learn the ropes, and okay, where are the dangerous waters? How do you keep yourself safe? And kind of who's the crowd you want to roll with, and you find your little corner. I love the Rarigatsis. That's a pretty OG project. So did you work on that too?
Yeah, I mean, I designed. That was all
That was all
all
you.
the visuals and all the art direction for
Nice.
that. That's all me. Like I was
Dude,
working on that full time. I was the only artist working on it.
wow, I didn't even know that. So that's mind blowing. So I have a bunch of stuff that you've designed. I hold like a decent little
Thanks.
bag of Rarigatsis,
Yeah.
and
I got
that
you
that.
this.
Go
Sorry,
ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. story of Uruguay, I mean, yeah, it has massive potential, but unfortunately, during the FTX collapse, we had a huge amount of funding lined up to fund the project, and we had all the stuff that we had, like, we probably shouldn't have promised it, but we thought we had it in the bag, because we had all these investors lined up.
Yeah.
And then just the FTX collapsed, millions of dollars were withdrawn from the project, and we were kind of left with nothing to work with other than just like our own free time, basically, without getting paid anymore.
Right.
And then we had people come along that were like, yeah, I'll do this. And then they kind of were in it for like a week or two, and it's like seemed promising, but it just like, it just, so at the moment it's just on ice. It's still got potential to
Totally.
be an amazing project. It just needs something to come along and spark it off again.
A little revival, yeah. And that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Like it's such a weird kind of space, and I can relate about, like, I don't know, I guess it was 2019. I got like the kind of dream job in Web3. It was paying enough. It had like dental cover, like, I'd never had that kind of
wow.
stuff in my life before. And then like really just probably like 3-4 months in or something, either FTX went down or something. And it was like, no, we got to let everybody go, and it's just like, so I could totally relate to you, bro. And that's just kind of this new wild frontier where like there's so much cool stuff. There's so many great people, but there's also these wild risk factors, like, a giant exchange doing shady stuff and going down. So
and it was so like, it seemed so solid. It was like FTX. It was like, nothing's ever going to happen to that, man.
Right.
It's like,
It was the brick house and built on sand. Like, so I think we all learn lessons when those things happened. And there was just the biggest like 1.9 billion or something from whatever BitBuys or whoever that just got hacked from their internal storage. So I saw a post. It was interesting. It was like, what do you think? Like, will this happen again or something? I was like, well, hopefully some people will take some lessons from this and improve. Unfortunately, it'll probably happen even bigger at some point in the future because people just they get a little fast and loose when there's so much money there and excitement. But I also think it will help to improve in the long term of like you got to have your security on such lock. I mean, we'll have, I don't know, maybe AI agents like defending the firewalls in the future or something. But yeah, it's still a little bit of a Wild West out here. So it's really cool, I think, to focus on the art and the music and kind of put the efforts in those directions. And I knew from seeing the artwork on these dope packs, I was like, oh, I just thought like maybe you were did some of the artworks for Rarigachi or were collabing or something. That's dope. That's super cool to finally meet you, having been super a big fan of the artwork and the idea. Like I remember like in the early days there was a few people, I can't remember off the top of my head, doing the vinyl toys and stuff. And I actually know another friend in the space who does the Fly Frog project. And he's Token Smart family. And he's a toy designer and kind of found his way into Web3 and crypto, and made a little side project that's like these funny frogs, and you can like breed them and make tat tools, and so he's wound up doing like 3D files for holders, and like you can print out different like a toilet plunger or a top hat and a coffee cup and like put together these toys. It's really fun. So I think that area has a lot of appeal. I mean, I guess like, I don't know, Doodles probably sells like toys along with like their socks and McDonald's swag or whatever. Yeah. So it's definitely something that I think will only grow as the space grows.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But okay, so now we've caught up a little on kind of the past. How did you wind up like hooking up with Flow and stuff for this drop? Because I mean, they're a big brand. Obviously, they Top Shots probably everybody would know. Maybe like think Flow and Top Shots and stuff. But how did you wind up kind of linking up with them for this drop for the Cards of Culture?
Well, Flow. So Flow and NFT Studios they have a reward system situation going on with each other to incentivize traffic to BuildTree and using the Flow platform. So Leandro, which is the BuildTree CEO, he was like, "Oh well, we've got this. We can use the cards as part of the reward system on Flow. So if you want to check that out, and we can use that to maybe help you promote it." So I was like, "Well, yeah, may as well try that, you know." And it turns out, like I knew a little bit about Flow, but I didn't really realize how much of an amazing chain it actually is. What the problems that it solves: scaling, power usage, all sorts of stuff. And that now I realize, well, that's obviously why those big brands have chosen that chain to build on, you know,
Back in the
because
day, it was the only thing that could handle like a Top Shots, and even you know, it got so popular that even they had some issues. It might have been more with like the with the like waiting line and stuff. That was probably more of the issues then than the actual like blockchain speed, maybe. I don't know for sure. But yeah, it was the only thing that could handle that kind of network demand back in the day. Like, you know, CryptoKitties broke Ethereum like multiple times, and you know, it just had a lot of issues, but Flow was strong from the get-go. So yeah, I mean, I definitely played around back in the day, and then sort of didn't go back to it for quite a while until really recently. They just did the launch of their new platform where you have the NFTs sort of like backed by like the tokens. It's sort of like the you know, kind of riding that meme token craze, where you can you know, create an NFT that basically you don't have to really find a buyer for. You can just drop it back in. You can like throw it in the pool and get like tokens out, and basically like you know, kind of cash out at any time, which is a really interesting solve in itself. So I'm pretty excited about the future with Flow. I think they're definitely doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, sure.
You want to talk a little bit about maybe the Cards of Culture and where the inspiration for that came from, and of course, you know, if you want to just screen share any art or any stuff like that, you can of course do that. But I'd love to hear a little bit about how, you know, how you came to do a card pack. That's, you know, that's something that not a lot of artists are doing. I remember back in the old days, Wax was doing like Garbage Pail Kid packs and Street Fighter packs. I remember those, and like stuff like that. And there was like a kind of a craze around that for a while, and then Wax Chain just sort of fizzled too. So I haven't seen a lot of like cool packs in quite a while. So it'd be interesting to hear sort of how you leaned that way.
Yeah. So I do fine art as well. As I'm a fine artist, so I paint like paintings, and they're expensive, and they go in a gallery, and there's only a certain demographic that can afford that. So I wanted to target like the exact opposite end of that. Like I wanted to be able to provide something that was like much more affordable. And the thing that came to my mind was cards. Like they have a very powerful impact. They obviously do. Like people love Pokemon cards, etc. Like Pokemon cards, some of them are worth $500,000 or whatever. So clearly, cards have some sort of some power to them. So that's what kind of drew me to cards.
Sorry to bust in, but calling it Cards of Culture is really interesting too, because there is a culture around collecting cards that goes all the way back to what, like the late 40s, early 50s, when baseball cards first kind of became a thing. And that's massive. I mean, people.
You're cutting out there. But...
Ruggage, come back.
High value cards obviously there, like you mentioned Pokemon, and I think it's a really cool collectible that people can relate to, and maybe come over to Web3 and like card collection that up. So now
totally,
any sports collection, but baseball cards were a big one in the early days, and really, is my audio any better, or should I quit and come back again?
It's coming in and out.
Okay, one sec.
No, don't leave. You're going to be fine in just a second. I think it's just a momentary lapse of reason there.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Yeah. Well, if I'm back, am I back?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. So what I was saying is I think Cards of Culture is a great name, and I was referring to the culture around collecting cards that have been around since, you know, the late 40s, early 50s with baseball cards. Of course, there's all sorts of other sport cards. And you mentioned the Pokemon. I'm sure there's like F1 racing card packs, and you know, there's probably all
Oh
sorts
yeah,
of
everything.
people
Yeah,
into it.
yeah,
So bringing
yeah.
like it's such a great gateway for people that might be collecting, you know, physicals in Web 2, maybe even digital art from other people, but weren't into NFTs yet. So it's a really cool kind of bridge, I think, having collectible cards as art. So yeah, I think the name is great, and I'm excited to see a bit more about, you know, the art that's in there and the process of how you go about ripping a pack and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. Yeah. There is that. I didn't really think about it going all the way back to the 40s, but yeah, I guess you're right about that. Um, yeah. Sorry. What was the original question?
What was the original question? No, yeah, I was gonna ask if you want to get into maybe sharing a little bit about the artwork itself that's in the card packs, and of course, if you want to, you know, screen share or anything. We mentioned maybe, you know, talking about the process and maybe showing how you rip a pack, and of course, there's going to be a couple of giveaways coming down the line as well. So stay tuned, folks.
I think if I can. Yeah. So how I came about to design the project. Basically, the end of last year. I was working for a meme company, a meme coin, and their socials and all their character design and their branding. And I was like, man, this space of meme coins and meme trading really feels like a game to me at this point. So why not like take that and actually turn it into a real game? So I was like, what about putting all these kind of memes and sayings and funny things and turning them into characters, and making them into cards. So like taking things from
Awesome.
Web3 events and things like that happen, and characterizing them and personifying them in a card that symbolizes that event, and then people could play those cards somehow in a game. And I'm in the process of working out how I'm going to gamify that. I already have a concept and stuff, which that will take some work to work out all the
Sure.
details of that. But that is the initial concept. So we can actually cardify an event. So like anything that happens in crypto, I can cardify it, and that can be symbolized as a card and collected and traded and played as if it was that event that happened in real life, but in the scenario of the cards. Yeah. So that's kind of the
Uh,
concept there.
that is mind-blowingly epic. I've like dreamed about things like this before. I've worked with, you know, music, Web3, and so maybe like ticketing and cards and claiming and making some of that stuff playable has come up. I've worked in the art
Mm.
and literature areas of Web3, and you know, anything from like choose your own adventure to other types of gamification of, you know, literary stuff and art stuff. So I absolutely love your idea. I'm so stoked that I got to have you on the show because yeah, I didn't know barely any of this. I just knew like this is dope art. And it's cool to have some
Right.
packs and collect them. Gamification always is a bonus. And like being able to play off the meme culture is super strong. I mean, you know, memetics goes back to, you know, like the carvings on the walls in Egypt and Rome. So that's nothing new. But the new take on meme culture is crazy here in Web3. I mean, I think anybody that, you know, hasn't been, you know, under a rock for the last month or two is probably realizing that, yeah, the meme stuff is really blown up. And it's just fun. It's a really powerful
Yeah.
mechanism of putting forth an idea. So this is just epic. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a bit of work, and maybe a little bit of a long road to hoe to get to the full, like, you know, whether it's a app where you log in and you can like, you know, bet your meme cards against other people's and see who, you know, rises to the top, whether that's based on market conditions or like what maybe happened at some event or something. This is really cool. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah. Yeah, at this point it's conceptual, but I think people are getting it. Like people that like you that understand the space it like clicks for them, and they're like, wow, yeah, that's a cool idea. It's just a matter of slowly kind of letting the right people coming along, and which they are. They're already I've had people come to me and say, oh, I'll help you do this, I'll help you do that. It just
Nice.
it'll slowly build, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to go. You know, the organic
Yeah.
kind of slower growth
Yeah.
builds up. You know, you'll have your kind of early fans. Hopefully
Yeah.
they
Exactly.
wind up having some nice like support whale bags and get to kind of help iterate and whatnot. And then yeah, eventually you have a full-fledged platform or protocol or something to be able to gamify collectible
Mm.
art cards and maybe somehow attach even, possible meme coin rewards or however, maybe some of the bounty pools or something. So yeah, there's so much that can be done. Very, very cool idea. You got me excited. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the screen share. Nice.
Yeah. Here we go. So, and this is the collection at the moment. So basically, there's two factions. There's good and evil. So basically, like the good represents bullish, and the evil represents bearish scenarios. Some of them, they're not all strictly Web3. Some of them are kind of like just from culture in general. But it
Nice.
does
Yeah.
have a like it's mostly Web3, but Web3 is affected by everything else in the world. So I kind of
Totally.
want to be able to. It's not limited to like just Web3 events or
I
just
like
Web3
that.
concepts.
I
I'm
like
bringing
that
in other
because
concepts and other ideas.
yeah,
Right?
there's a whole broad spectrum from,
Mm,
politics to famous events. I love that little scummy scammer rat. This
right.
is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So different events like the crypto space. There's so many scammers. We can characterize that, and you can play that as a. The idea would be you're trying to wreck your opponent, and you're playing like a scammer card and like trying to
Oh,
rip
nice.
out all their money. So like
Yeah,
the concept of the game will be 1v1, and you're either trying to wreck your opponent or pump your own bag. You'll use
nice.
evil cards to wreck your opponent, good cards to pump your own bag. That's kind of
Cool
the
premise.
base
Yeah.
concept
I
of it
like
there.
I like the concept. That should work. And of course, bringing in kind of the duality of like the good and the evil factions is always a good one to play with too. Very nice.
Yeah, and it's inspired by trading because you got the red candles and the green candles. It's very
Hmm.
one or the other. You're either going up or you're going down.
Indeed.
Um, Things like this, the legislator, like when so many times in crypto, some politicians come out with something and it's created havoc in the markets. Some new the legislation, and
Totally.
some of them are just random green rocket,
Nice.
dark swan, like the FTX event, things like
Right.
that. Just super cycle. This one, there's some that are just like kind of random, like this one, Big Kahuna. It's kind of just a big candle, big green
Nice.
candle.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, going
Oh,
viral. Rugman.
Rugman.
This character I really like, the Rugman, because I can really relate it. Like when something happens, like a big rug pull, I can push that character and relate that character to that event on X. It's quite
Totally.
powerful.
And
I like it.
everybody, I think at least, yeah, almost everybody's been rugged at some point, even if it's not necessarily a malicious
Right.
rug,
Yeah.
like, projects
Right.
do sometimes rug just from kind of maybe bad planning or whatever, like the Stoner Cats, what's his name? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they got kind of come down on by old Gensler there. And unfortunately, they didn't really put up a
Oh
fight. I
yeah.
think they just they're like, okay, we're gonna just burn the whole thing down. Whereas, I've seen some other projects that sort of either fought back a little or made a program where you could like send back your NFT and get all that ETH back or something. So that one is very relatable, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. These are the two one of one, so there's only one of each of these cards. The distractor is like it represents like when there's so many distractions in our current culture and society that you're getting distracted by your phone or social media all the time, and it's really hard to get anything done.
Totally.
And that, to me, that is like one of the worst things, is like you just can't focus on anything. It's really hard to get anything done. So that is like what I made the most evil card, is
Mm.
it's like the
All,
devil. He's trying to distract you from reaching your goals.
Totally, and also very
Yeah.
relatable because there are, there's so many things pulling you in different directions, being in
Yeah. Yeah.
Web3. And even if you're like only in a certain area, visual arts or music or something, it's so fractured in itself, across all the projects and stuff, that like it's really easy to spread yourself too thin, or to just be distracted by something that's cool when you should be trying to like
Totally,
finish
man.
something you're working on. So these are
Yeah.
super relatable. I'm loving the art. These are dope.
Thanks, man. And yeah, obviously the opposite of that is pure focus, when you just shut out everything, all the distractions, and go, I'm going to get this one thing done. And you can really achieve some pretty amazing stuff with pure focus. So I
Yeah.
made that the
Yeah,
pinnacle good card.
nice. Yeah, that just looks like reaching that flow state when everything's working.
Exactly. That's what it represents, man. And that's the opposite of getting distracted. So I just thought those were two kind of interesting. They're not necessarily Web3 specific, but they're just life in
Applicable.
general. And yeah, and Web3 is part of that. So
Yeah,
here we go. You
nice.
see the card opening?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Boom.
oh, I like the explosion. Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Confetti's
little
always good.
animation,
Dope.
a little
Oh, Karen
cancel
cancel. That's
Karen.
hilarious, dude. Oh, these are so
you,
good. These are
you,
so
you're gonna
good.
get you get cancelled. Harry Hacker, that's pretty applicable to what just happened with Bybit.
Oh yeah.
And Rocket. Yeah, man. So that's how you mint. That's how you open a pack. Got a nice little animation there.
Super cool.
And
And these
that's what it is at the moment.
awesome. And these are available. Let's in fact I
Build
don't,
tree.
oh, maybe Felons dropped it. Yeah, Felons dropped a build tree. Thank you, Felons. Link in the chat. So if anybody is interested, that's where you can go, and there's a direct link to the build tree cards of culture packs as well. So yeah, if you're digging this, yeah, Llama 6666, who is an OG friend from both this Token Smart Discord and another Discord that I used to do shows in and stuff, over at the Lads community. It had just put in the chat, yeah, Wax is kind of dead. And who knows, maybe they'll make a comeback someday. I would totally root them on and cheer them on if they could. Because it did a lot of fun stuff happened on Wax in the early days. There was good community over there. I think they just kind of dropped the ball, which happens, yeah, too frequently, with platforms over in the space. But we'll see. Maybe they'll stick it out and kind of relaunch with something. If they jumped on, it might be too late now, but they could have jumped on the meme coin thing, backed some packs with meme coins or something. I don't know. Super cool, super cool. What else? Anything else that you have that you would like to share or show with the good people we have here now?
I mean, that's an overview of Cards of Culture. You can check us out on X. We're building a website. We're starting to build a website, so we'll have that up and running. Join our Discord. Yeah, man, we'd love to have anybody be a part of our community that's a genuine supporter and genuine fan of the project.
Nice. And you mentioned the Discord. Do you have your own Discord, or do you have a channel in BuildTree or something?
We got our own Discord. I can send the invite.
Definitely drop that. And I will drop your Twitter also. And then
Drop it in the live chat.
yeah, live chat is perfect. And then also what we can do is after the show, I'll gather up all these links, like the Discord, the Twitter, the link to the card packs and stuff, and I'll put them over in our event links. And so then people, if they want to come back, it's really easy to find the links. You don't have to go like to the live chat and scroll or anything. Basically, like boom, they're right there. And even if another couple shows drop some, they're still really easy to find. So all the links will be there shortly. Very cool. Awesome stuff.
Nice.
Looks like we had a few people. We might have lost a few people. I don't know if that's Discord having technical issues or not, but I think they dipped at the exact wrong time because we might be coming up right on the giveaway.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we want to get
Yeah.
choose three people,
Go
and
figure.
we can send them a pack.
Cool. Well, let's see. Drago Nate, do you want to put, or I mean, what TS Bot is recording. We've got Candy, we've got Hurricane, and we've got Felons. I mean, well, no, Drago Nate should be able to join too. If Drago Nate wants to fire up a wheel, we can fire up the good old spinny wheel and basically just put, I'll exclude myself. Jimmy was very kind and sent me a pack. Otherwise, I wouldn't exclude myself, and I would want one really bad. But I'd say we put Felons, Drago, Trizlet might as well be in, Candy, and Hurricane on a wheel, and we spin that puppy. I'm gonna take a look. No, 3 winners, Drago, 3 packs. Very generous guest tonight. Is that correct, or did I just overstep?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I thought that was right. I was like, yeah, we're doing 3. Sweet. So yeah, almost everybody wins because a couple people just left at the very wrong time. But hey, these are all my friends that are sticking around. So. And this is also generally recorded and goes up onto the YouTube, so people might find their way to watch us later, as well as it's out on the Twitter. We might have a watcher or 2 out there. But yeah, I super appreciate your time. So are you in the States? I did notice you have a slight access, Aussie or New Zealander?
No, I'm in New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Auckland right
okay.
now. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I love New Zealand. I got to go back in, let's see, 2002, late 2002, early 2003 or something. I was living in New York at that time working in film, and a buddy of mine who, Elbo's not in the audience. He must be busy, family stuff or something. He usually is here. We worked in film together, and a buddy of his in Australia wanted some help on a TV show. So we got flown down. We got to work a couple of weeks on this TV show and then explore a little bit Australia, which was really cool too. But then you can't, I couldn't be that close to New Zealand and not go visit. So flew down for I think it was 3 weeks in New Zealand. And I just fell in love with it. It was so awesome. I went down to Dunedin and spent a little time down there, and then we went around the South Island, and then I jumped up to the North Island for a few days and hit Auckland and stuff. And yeah, I loved the really awesome people. We had a friend from our hometown that was down in Dunedin, so we went and visited him. He had a little property, a really nice little mini kind of farm, or a really big garden property. And so that's kind of how we started out, was going all the way down to the bottom of the South Island, and then kind of worked our way north. And yeah, it was awesome. I would, and it's so beautiful. But yeah, someday maybe I'll get to visit again. But yeah, I imagine it's what? It's early morning for you then, because it's kind of evening for me.
It's to nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, I've got my
Our time zone's pretty good. Our time zone lines up with the States pretty well. It's quite a good
sweet.
time zone for the States, but for everywhere else in the world, like Europe, it's terrible. But for the States, it's good. Yeah.
Good to know. And yeah, so I'm glad you didn't have to wake up super early for this or something. But I still do fully appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'll definitely be.
And you too, Felons.
Yeah, great to get to know you more, and just the depths of your talents. Very cool that you're sticking with fine art as well as playing around over here, and offering something to be much more affordable and reach a wider range of people. I think that's really cool. I think the card packs are a great way to do it, and I look forward as you develop the game and stuff. Definitely, when you reach a little next kind of milestone or drop or anything, reach out and come back and give us an update for sure. Okay,
yeah, man, definitely, absolutely.
Oh, geez. Everybody, live chat. We're not spinning the wheel. There's a click to enter. I'm so tempted to touch that little enter button. You guys don't know the personal fortitude it takes for me not to tappy tap that little button. But yeah, if you want to be included in the giveaway, okay, you're in. Good. Yeah, well, yeah, you should be. I don't know. I'm only 1, 2, 3. I might just touch it. We'll see. How long is there left? Of course, I could always give mine away if I touched it and then felt bad. Time remaining. Oh, geez.
tapped in yet?
No, okay, I'm tapping. I'm tapping before it's over. Just because if not enough people tapped, then I'm definitely up for taking a pack. But if I win and there's somebody that's like, oh, I didn't win one, I might just give it right to them. Oh, and you also should have your Flow wallet set up. So if anybody doesn't have a wallet yet, I got the mobile Flow wallet recently. Actually, no, it was a while back. It was a while back. But it's really easy. It's simple to use. Yeah, I got it a while back and threw a little bit of Flow in and then just staked it because you can stake on the app and stuff. Of course, you can also get the browser extension. But I do recommend, if like you're not doing a lot on Flow, but you want to at least partake in this or you win a pack, you can easily just go download that app from the App Store or from the Google Play Store. And obviously, you want to write down your seed phrase in a safe place and follow the safety protocols. But otherwise, yeah, just grab one and set it up. Oh, that one ended already, so I didn't enter that one just in case. I guess we're doing 3. Oh, wait, okay, I'm clicking. No, it says it ended. So only 2 clicked. But Drago, it won't let anybody enter. It timed out. Do we need to do a new one? Yeah. Well, Candy didn't get a chance to tap in either way. She says give it to Hurricane. All right, it looks like, well, how many people? Because Trizlet bowed out. So what? It's just Hurricane, me, and Felons that tried to tap.
Yeah.
We might have our winners. I might just have to give one away as a prize in like an upcoming show or something.
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah, man,
at
just
all.
give one away later. It's all good.
There's a lot of really really nice people here, but I would love to get one. So
Yeah, I think Felons, you tapped, you should get one for sure. So let me just, I'm gonna make some notes here, as I always do on show anyways.
Said he bought a few.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, Trizlet I think had already got some before you even came on. So Felons, Hurricane, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm stoked to get introduced to this whole thing.
Yeah, and then I'll do, since I do already have a pack, I'll do with one of mine a giveaway in an upcoming show and bring a little bit more attention again to your project, so that because it's great people but kind of a small crowd, which Discord shows, they're not like the 100 to 150 to like 200 people that used to just come in and fill Discord shows. I mean, Token Smart was a pretty popular destination back in the old, like, the early 20s there. But yeah, it's kind of smaller crowds. We'd probably have more people if we just did a live Twitter space, but you can't do all this cool stuff in the Twitter space as well. So we're diehard Discord OGs over here in Token Smart. One day more of the people will make their way back, I think. Yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy. This was really cool. Love the concept. Love the art. And Felons, do you want to play us a tune?
Sure.
I saw Jose was in the chat, and I'm gonna check with him and see if he might still be joining. I know. Oh wait, there's a new giveaway. I lied. Wait, hold on. What's happening? Oh yeah, Drago said to fuck. Okay, go click it. Quick, go click.
The giveaway already ended. It's broken.
Oh good.
I
it's broken. Okay. We're fine.
They break. So
we're fine. Hurricane won, Felons won, and I'm gonna take one, and we're gonna do a giveaway in a future show. Oh, you did? Well, then there we go. We have Drago, we have Hurricane, and we have Felons. Boom, problem solved.
Yay.
Those are our winners. The notes are in my show notes. So I was gonna say, if you are named Dragonate, if you are named Hurricane, or if you're named Felons, please either DM your wallets to me or put them in the chat if Jimmy wants to just take them now and send them.
I'll have to send you mine. Now, ETH wallet or
Flow wallet?
Yeah. So I got
Flow EVM. Yeah.
I'll get you my Flow wallet because I had one back in the NFT. When Fanfare, they went to Flow. That's pretty interesting. But yeah,
you got to look for it. No worries.
Still have it.
And if
So-
not, you can always fire up a wallet through the app now. Pretty darn easy.
Exactly. I just installed the Chrome extension, so I'll get
Oh,
it to
cool.
you after I do a little jam. So, is that the cue?
Yeah.
Covering familiar territory for you guys, but just cannot stop loving playing the song. So this is called Turn the Page.
Oh man, it's amazing. Is that's still just the Mac built-in little mic? It's amazing how good the quality is on those because that sounded super rocking.
Right on. Yes, it is. It blows me away even still.
Totally. And I think, Jimmy, I hope you'll just come and hang out with us any old time and give us a little update. Usually, I have another co-host who's been hosting with me for a few years now and plays live music, Jose Cabrera. And he was trying to make it. He has a guest. He lives in Venezuela, and in fact, the first we host together these impact concerts where we bring speakers that are like getting funds from, say, like Giveth or Octant or some of these public goods grant places. So people that have a verified project in those will come and speak. But instead of just having like 10 projects speak about, their different like raising funds for, saving the coconut trees or to, build a recycling thing or to teach the kids gardening or to clean up the river, speak in a row, it gets a little old. So what we do is we'll kick it off with some music, live music, and we'll have maybe like 10 different, musical guests come and perform. So between each musical act, you have one of the speakers talk about their project, and sometimes they're even musicians themselves, and we'll play a few tunes. And so we mix it up. It's kind of more a little bit of an edutainment thing, and always for a good cause. And the first one we did was in 2020, and it was actually to send Jose himself out into the Amazon to make contact with the Watuha tribe, which is one of the last, shamans that's actually the seventh son of a seventh son, like the traditional shaman raised to be the shaman of the tribe. there's he may be the last one on Earth to kind of have that lineage of thousands of years. And so he went out to meet them and kind of start building a relationship and bring some kind of infrastructure supplies. And since he goes out multiple times a year and has built a great relationship with them and turned them on to blockchain and Web3. They now have a Giveth campaign to build what's called the Ancestral University of Knowledge, and they've already started buildings, and we've gotten them solar panels and batteries and tools and all sorts of stuff through some of these fundraisers. And so that sprouted the idea to do this into something else. And so I just wanted to shout out Jose, since he couldn't be here, because he has, for the first time, one of the kind of the main musical guy from the Huatua tribe came from the jungle to visit the city for the first time. And so they've been having kind of a big day of checking stuff out, and Jose was going to try and come and maybe do a little bit of tunes with him, but I totally understand not quite making it to the little digital space when probably a bunch of stuff is going on IRL for him right now. But yeah, I thought I'd kind of give you a little bit of a history to that as well. And I think with that, we have our winners. Winners, if you have Flow wallets, drop them in the chat. If not, you can DM them to me and I can pass them to Jimmy. And yeah, super great just to hang with you some and find out more about your journey in the art and Web3 space.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I think with that, this may be one of the shortest, easiest corners in history. We often go for 2-3 hours, depending on how deep the philosophical conversations and metaphysics, or conspiracy theories and meme culture, or we kind of cover all of the ground. So it's kind of nice to have just a nice tight special guest segment where we just cover the dope project, have just a couple nice live tunes and call it a night. I haven't done that for years.
Oh wow!
So thank you. And yeah,
thanks,
come
man.
come back anytime if you want to get into some metaphysics or conspiracy theories. Usually we have kind of the after party after we kind of cover a topic, if we're having a topic that day, or a guest, as we often have guests. Then we go into a little free form music, and then we get into some just random conversations. It's generally pretty fun. And actually, yeah. And before we wrap, I do want to remind people to drop a nouns GIF in the chat. I want to shout out nouns and the culture. I did touch for a second there on Web3 safety and security as to when you're setting up your wallets. Obviously, never share a seed phrase. That's something you write down in a couple books and stash. Don't click any mysterious links that people in DM send you, especially if you ask for help in a Discord or a Telegram. You will be inundated with scammers. Stay safe out there in the metaverse streets. And yeah, as we wrap it down, I would love to see a couple of nouns GIFs in the chat. I know I kicked a couple off myself. Nice. Ooh, wow, we got a little update from Jose. Check out, he dropped a picture. They're all hanging out. They're playing music. Love to see it. Love to see it. Awesome. Very cool. And with that, I will say thank you for coming and good night. Devins, thank you for the tunes. Don't happen to have a train horn by you, do you? That'll work. That'll work. I was jonesing for the train. Felons lives right by the train tracks, so we've adopted any train horns that come by as sort of our mascot.
And it's a fine thing. But we have a lull, and the train still loves you. So, hey,
Nice.
really great to be here. Happy Monday on the corner.
Yeah. All right.
Candy and Hurricane and Trizlet. Of course, Dragonate. Hello. But
we wouldn't be here without Trizlet and Dragonate, that's for sure. And good old trusty TS Bot, we don't want to leave him out. And then of course there's Farhouse Fridays. So if anybody's interested in coming over to the show on Friday, it is in Farhouse. It's called Farhouse Fridays. And that is basically the like Twitter space of the Warpcast Farcaster ecosystem. And we had a couple people swing by last week. It was fun, and so we'll be keeping doing them. And that one is a little bit more fast and loose. We just usually do, well, we were keeping it to an hour, but we got in some deep conversations over there and went overtime a bit a couple times too. So you can always feel free to join us over there. Anyone, if you want to wind down the week with some live music and some fun, silly conversation. We usually dive a little into the meme coin coverage on Friday too. So I'll look forward to seeing any of you on Friday. Or also, I believe the whip is off this week because of ETH Denver. So don't be scared or worried if you like try and go to the whip and you're like, what happened? Nobody's here. And other than that, I think that's all the updates I can think of. And yeah, peace, love, and whipsy.
Peace, love, and whipsy.
Hey, man.
Great to have you, Jimmy.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Alms. See you guys. Bye.
See you around the metaverse.